Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about class 11's some standard functions. So the number one that comes as identity function. It's very simple. It will be defined as f of x equals to x, where f such that a to a for all x belongs to a. Okay, this is called identity function and its graph will be like this, 45-degree angle. This will be its graph. Okay, number two, it's constant function. So constant function, it means that f of x, its value will be any constant, suppose c, for all x belongs to a. Okay, so as the image is constant, that means it will be parallel to x axis. Okay, so its graph will be like this, parallel to x axis. Coming to number three, it's polynomial function. Polynomial function is, okay, another thing, this a, obviously you can take r to r, okay, because all we are discussing today are real functions and real valued functions. Okay, so polynomial function. Polynomial function means, suppose a function if such that r to r, that will be a polynomial function if for all x belongs to capital R, y equals to f of x equals to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus dot 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 plus n x to the power n, where n belongs to natural number set. Okay, n belongs to natural number set. Look, you can see that this is a form of polynomial. N belongs to natural number set means n is the degree of this polynomial. Okay, and this a0, a1, a2, these all are constants. So these type of polynomials are called polynomial functions. Okay, suppose I'm giving you one example. Suppose fx equals to 2x plus 5. Okay, then this is obviously a linear function, obviously polynomial, but especially we can say that this is a linear function, right? And graph of polynomial function, it depends on the polynomial you are taking. Okay, suppose if it is a linear function, then the graph will be a line and so on. Okay, so actually I want to say that graph of any polynomial function depends on the polynomial given. Okay, so the next category is, means what I can say, it will be next standard function. So this is number 4 and this is rational function, right? Rational function means the functions of type like f of x equals to g of x divided by h of x, where this and this both are polynomials in x defined in the same domain, and hx not equals to 0. I'm repeating it again. Rational functions will be like this. F of x equals to g of x divided by hx. G of x and h of x, these both are polynomials in x with same domain, and h of x must be not equals to 0. Okay. So for example, you can take that, suppose f such that r minus 0, r minus 0 means singleton set 0, except this all values means all real numbers are the function f's domain tends to real number set defined by f of x equals to 1 by x for all x belongs to r minus singleton set 0 is a rational function. Okay, is a rational function. Why? You can see 1 is a constant function, but constant function is also a polynomial function. X is a linear function, so it is obviously a polynomial function. That means this criteria of being rational function is being fulfilled here. So that's why we can say that 1 by x is a rational function, and its graph will be like this. If we take 1 by x, so f of x equals to 1 by x, its graph will be quite like this. Okay. This will be like this. Okay, this will be its graph. F of x equals to 1 by x. Then coming to the next, that is number 5, and its modulus function. The function fx defined by x and minus x, x if x greater equals to 0 and minus x if x less than 0 is modulus function. Okay. So fx equals to mod of x is equals to x if x greater equals to 0 and minus x if x less than 0. This is a modulus function. Sometimes we call it as absolute valued function. Okay, we can call it as absolute valued function. Okay, now its domain is, this function's domain is, domain of f is R and range of f is R plus. Why? R plus means one thing that it includes 0. Okay, so I'm just writing like this, x greater equals to 0. Okay, I'm here writing that R plus. Obviously you are thinking that R plus means only positive reals, just I am including 0. Then this will be range of f. Why only positive and 0? Because you can see this is absolute valued function. That means whether you get negative or positive, if you are getting greater equals to 0 positive x, then so you are getting plus x, so it's again positive. If you are taking x negative, then negative and negative number will give you positive. So in both case, final answer will be always in positive. That's why we are saying it as absolute valued function, and for that reason range of f will be R plus. Okay, and its graph will be like this. Okay, actually this will be 45-degree angle. So this is the graph of f of x equals to mod x, that means modulus function, because this side is f of x equals to x, identity function you all know, and this side is f of x equals to minus x. So they both together, not this side, don't cross it this side, these two things together is the whole graph for f of x equals to mod x, that means the modulus function. Okay, so now I'm just telling you to do some properties. Properties of what? Properties of modulus function. Now number 1, I'm giving number A. For any real number x, you can take any real, any x belongs to R. We have, it's for any x belongs to R, we have root over of x square equals to mod x. Then number B, mod of xy is equals to mod of x into mod of y, individualized modulus. Number 3 or C, mod of x plus y less equals to mod of x plus mod of y. It will not be equal. If it is of multiplication or division, then we can individualize the modulus sign, but not in case of addition and subtraction. For addition, individualized mods will be greater, and for subtraction, individualized mods will be lesser. Or it can be written like this: mod of modulus x plus modulus y. Okay, the whole mod actually. These two are actually, what do you know? These two are triangle inequality. These two are triangle inequalities. Okay, so these 4 are the properties of modulus function. Our next, that is number 6, is signum function. Okay, signum function means, suppose there is a function R to R defined by f of x equals to 1, 0, minus 1. This if x greater than 0, if x equals to 0, if x less than 0. Okay, or we can write, this can be written in expanded form, or in short we can write f of x equals to mod of x divided by x when x not equals to 0, and 0 when x equals to 0. In both the cases, means these two functions are called signum function. Okay, signum function. The domain of signum function is R, quite obvious, but the range is, codomain is R but not the range. Range is a range of signum function. It's equals to -1, 0 and 1. Means you can take anything, you will get only these 3 values. Look, x can be 0, positive or negative. That means x is actually fulfilling all the criteria of being real, right? That means in this place all the real numbers are coming, but for all real numbers we are getting only 3 values. That means these 3 are the range, elements of range set. Okay, understood. So this is signum function. Now signum function's graph I'm drawing in this copy on this page only, otherwise I have to turn over the page and I don't want to discontinue it. So this is like the whole system. What I told, that for 0 it is 0, that means here, and for all positive means from this to this, any positive you take you will get always 1 because this is 1, and for all negative values of x you will get negative, that is this is -1. Okay, so there are only 3 values, 0, 1 and -1. Okay, and this is the graph of f of x equals to mod of x divided by x, and this is called signum function. It can be given in this form or it can be given in this expanded form. In both the cases we call it as signum function. So our next function, that is number 7, is greatest integer function. Greatest integer function, it will be denoted as f of mod of box x. Okay, sometimes this is called step function. Now this will be defined as like this: f of x equals to box x, where x belongs to capital R real number set, assumes the value of greatest integer less than or equal to x, and such a function is called greatest integer function. How? Let me give you some examples. Suppose the box is 1.67. Then we have to take less than or equal to this number, the greatest integer. As this is not an integer, that means what will be its previous one? 1. That means answer will be 1. So box 1.67 is equals to 1. Similarly, suppose box 2.2 will be 2. Suppose box minus 0.4. Minus 0.4 will be -1. Okay, so in this way this will be going. So what I want to say, that I want to say one thing, that whatever x you are taking, box x will be the integer just before that, if it is not an integer. Suppose x is an integer, like box 2 means 2, box 4 means 4, box -1 means -1. Okay, so its graph will be in this way. Suppose it's 1, it's 2, it's 3, like this. No, it's 1, and this side it's 1, it's 2, it's 3, means -1. This side obviously -1, -2, -3, and this side 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we can say that from -1 to 0. Okay, I'm just doing it from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 we are not keeping anything. 1 to 2 will be 1, but less than 2. Okay, if the value is 1.99, then we will be getting 1, right? This is 1. If the value is getting starting from 2 to 2.99, we will be getting like this. Okay, this means not darken circle means that if we have 2 then it will be 2. Okay, if we have 3 inside the bracket then we will have 3. So it is going like this, and this side it will be always like this. Okay, and you can see that this is looking like some staircase or steps. That's why it is called sometimes step function also. Okay, so these are all means normal standard functions that we are going to use in our syllabus. Now I'm doing a question so that how some of the questions in your NCERT book can be done and that process will be clear. So question number 1, you can say find the domain. I am writing in short form so that it will not take much time. Domain and range of the real functions. So the functions are given like f of x equals to mod of x minus 1. We have to find it. How we will find it out? So f of x equals to mod of this whatever. So f of x is clearly defined for all x belongs to real number set, because you can take any x, any real number, we will get its modulus value very easily. That means domain of f is real. As fx is clearly defined for all x, that means domain of f equals to real number. Now for range of f, what we have to do? We have to take let f of x equals to y. Therefore y equals to mod of x minus 1, right? Now for x belongs to capital R, y gives only positive real numbers. No, not positive, actually 0 also can be there. So we will write down non-negative. Okay, non-negative real numbers. Because whatever you take as x, either it will be 0 or positive. That means y's value only can be 0 or positive. So what will be its range? That means range of f will be starting from 0. So 0 is closed, going to infinity. That means infinity is its final range. Okay. So this is the way you have to do. Okay, first you have to check in which set the function, given function is defined. So the function will be defined on whatever set, that will be the domain, and range wherever we are getting its images values, that will be range. Okay. My next question is from your NCERT book, and it is again to find domain and range of what? F of x equals to root over of 9 minus x squared. This particular question is very important type. Okay, so minutely check it. What I told you have to find out the definition part of fx. Okay, now look, fx I am writing like this, root over of, this can be written as 3 plus x into 3 minus x, right? Now look, if we put minus 3 in place of x, this part will be 0. Okay, if we put minus 3 this part will be 0. If we put 3, this part will be 0. Okay. Now if we take any value less than -3, take any value less than -3, suppose -4, then I am doing it in rough. -4 I have taken, what it will be, 3 minus 4 and 3 of whatever plus 4. Okay, minus of -4 means it's plus 4. So this portion becomes negative, and negative into positive is negative. So root over of negative number is not a real number. That means it is not defined here. Okay. The question is for finding for real function. So this is the negative. Again I am repeating, 3 minus 4 is -1. -1 into positive 7. That means ultimately -7. So root over of -7 is not real. That means for any number which is less than equal to -3, this will be less than, not then less than, equals to, less than -3, this function will not be defined. Similarly, if we take any number more than 3, like 4 greater than 3, so you put 4 here, then 3 plus 4 7, 3 minus 4 -1, again negative, root over of -7. You take anything in place of 4, you can take 5 here, you can take -5, anything. But in both the cases you will get root and then negative number, which will not be a real number. So we will write like this: for all values of x less than -3 and more than +3, f of x is not defined. Therefore, domain of f equals to how we can write? We will write like this: -3 less equals to x less equals to 3. Okay, that means between -3 to 3 you can take anything, it will be defined. Okay, then range. Now range of f, it's very simple. Look, you take any number, because this is the definite domain, so we have to take any number from the domain. Now from this domain you take more than -3, so it's -2. Okay, say I am taking -2. So -2 if I am giving here, means here actually x equals to -2. What it will be? It will be 9 minus 4. Root over of 9 minus 4 means root over of 5. Okay, whatever we take here in place of x between -3 to +3, it will never exceed 9. Okay, that means it will never exceed root 9 fx's value. That means it will never exceed 3. So it can be the 0 or less equals to x less equals to 3. This is the range. Okay, this will be the range. Means it can be 0. Look, x you can take anything from this domain. If you are taking -3 or 3, fx's value will be 0. If you take anything between -3 and +3, it will always be less than 3. So ultimately range is 0 less equals to x less equals to 3. Okay. So this is all about today's session, students. I hope you all have understood, and now you can do all sums related to these topics. So that's all about today. We will meet in the next video with any other topic. Till then, have a good day.